Welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 240. 240 of the Fred Talk podcast. You are here with your host, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. That's me. An exasperated sounding Mr. Budget Pedal Chap. I'm having as much problems as you are now, Josh. I'm tripping over it.
It's surprisingly difficult to say.
Like, who would have thought, like, four or 5 years ago that I'd still be running with this moniker? But hey, yo.
Every time you say that, I kind of picture Games Master and his monocle.
I mean, we could have gone like Courtney Cox from Friends, or Monocle from Games Master. Either way. Anyway, we're starting a podcast. You have heard some voices already. You've heard Mr. Oh my gosh, it's Josh.
Who needs a better catchphrase? So, hello, Josh.
Yeah, hello, Josh. I mean, that's we're replacing like for like there, really, aren't we? Hello, yeah. Josh. Very, very formal. We've got Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Yes, you did the thing. And we have got Mr. Padabadabadabadadoo, Yabba-dabba-doom. It's Lee.
You right?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, near bad.
Yeah.
How are we, gentlemen? Are we okay? Are we having a good week?
Not too bad.
Well, I mean, globally, we're not doing particularly great, are we? But locally.
Ignore everything that goes on outside of the four walls of your house and possibly the bit where you go to work.
Yeah.
Because that's all anybody does at the moment, isn't it?
So something I was legitimately Googling this week was lead-lined rooms. The moron has started warning that he might blow up Chernobyl and create a global dirty bomb.
Oh, dear.
Well, they went through the red zone, didn't they? And they've also bombed other nuclear power plants. So,
this does not sound... It doesn't sound good.
But it's fine because Britain sanctioned the the owner of Chelsea Football Club, so all is well with the world.
Oh, God. Take that.
We've had jets and army helicopters and stuff flying over our house recently, and it's just like, what's going on?
That's a bit
really
close to
crazy.
home, that, isn't it?
It is. He's directly threatening Sweden, and it's oh man, come on.
Let's.
I've not been here long. I'd like to enjoy it.
I see it. Let's steer away from global events anyway, and
economic meltdown.
That's it, and focus internally where we can talk narcissistically about ourselves for about 45 minutes, and then we might get onto some news. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to share what we've been up to this week?
I've just noticed that, Josh. I just warning you, mate. There's some sort of monster at your window.
Ooh.
I think it's Venom, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it might be. Holy shit, man.
It's Venom.
Well, there you go. So
Josh is secretly Spider-Man.
I mean, potentially. I've not seen them in the same room. So, and I mean, Tom Holland's had 3 movies now, so we are up for a reboot. Maybe they're looking to cast the man from Birmingham.
All right, so cool, see you now.
See? Oh dear. So Josh, I guess you're up first.
It looks like that way, doesn't it?
Indeed, and exciting stuff because you have you've dropped something this week, haven't you?
Yes, I've dropped into the 30s now.
Welcome to back pain.
So I'm in that club now. I'd like to say thank you for the broken back. That was much appreciated. Yes, I also dropped a video on the wonderful Pedalboards of Doom YouTube channel.
Indeed.
My trusty quad cortex and filthy German-inspired tones.
Indeed. Vorsprung guitar tone.
It was sehr gut.
Fabulous. So by German-inspired guitar tones, you of course mean using kind of Rammstein-inspired tones, don't you?
Not Kraftwerk.
Not Kraftwerk. No, not Kraftwerk.
That's the next video. That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
right, okay.
Oh
My
man,
bad.
if we don't do that,
Sorry,
I'm
did
gonna
I
quit.
did I spoil that? My bad.
You did kind of spoil that, but never mind. We can gloss over that.
Totally have to do that.
I wouldn't even know
Kraftwerk
where.
inspired.
Yeah, you have
Be
to.
a
I'm going to
synth
talk
one
about my
pedal,
favorite
wouldn't it?
German band with all these like Rammstein posters and a Rammstein T-shirt on it. I'm going to talk about my favorite German band, and then just start
Scorpions.
playing Kraftwerk stuff. Brilliant.
I've seen Kraftwerk live, or one of Kraftwerk with Bill Bailey actually, but it's close enough. Really impressive.
Indeed.
Yeah, they are actually really good, and Bill Bailey is like a god.
So he was at Sonosphere the year I was there, and literally, I'd say he's probably the third best act that was there after Metallica and Slipknot. Like seriously, just like for getting the crowd going, I moshed to the Hokey Cokey, which he did with the guy from Kraftwerk, which was just one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. It was the Hokey Cokey, but with German instead of English words, and the guy from Kraftwerk there.
I've seen him do that. Like,
Yeah,
so
like
funny.
literally, but obviously because it's Sonosphere, it was a metal festival, so there's like people just bouncing off things, spikes everywhere, just blood. It was just one of the craziest things I've ever experienced in my life.
That
was mental.
sounds like great fun.
It was.
So I guess talking with the tones, it was because obviously playing in Bramstone tribute band, and I am horrendously anal when it comes to making the tones right. And if I could, I would use the exact amp models, but the Mesa just wasn't cutting it for me. And I saw that on the latest album, he was using Friedman's
Okay, yeah.
in the studio. So I tried using the Friedman's, and straight out the box, I was just like, this sounds near enough spot on. Obviously, I don't have the ability to run through a Neve preamp as like he does with these mics, because the mic is quite unusual in the fact that he uses vocal mics on his cabs.
Yeah, you were saying about this the other day, and I found that really interesting, to be honest.
He uses an M149 and a U47, which I think the M149 by Neumann is something like £8,500. So that wasn't really something that I was at. I don't know what the equivalent of that would be on the Quad Cortex, to be quite honest. So I didn't really have the option of using that. So I had to fiddle around with some condenser mics and placements, and managed to get it as close as I think possible. The tone that I struggled with was that backed off gain stroke, like crunch.
Okay, yeah.
Sort of sound. It's in their new song, he's using it in one of the verses. But to try and actually then replicate that as a main tone was quite difficult. If that makes any sense, it probably does to someone. I don't know.
So what were the issues you were running into with that then?
Because I was kind of in the complete wrong mindset, because I was using clean channels, and I was adding various amounts of gain, like with a tube screamer, OCD and bits like that, and nothing was kind of getting that sound. So I had a brainwave of just like, okay, get the Friedman Biggie one channel, just take off all the gain, and then just bring it and just keep playing the riff and see when it sounds right. And literally, and the gain was like 0.1, and then that was it. It hit like that, and then I just used a little bit of EQ frequencies just to kind of emphasize it that little bit more, and it came out absolutely perfectly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense to me now, but it's an unusual way to make a guitar tone by taking all the gain out your amp.
Yeah, like running a gain channel, but without the gain.
Yeah, it was a very strange way, but then I tried it and it worked perfectly. So who am I to judge?
Indeed.
It should retain the overall flavour as well, so that should be quite unified with the higher gain frequencies.
Yeah. I had to just do, like, say, a little bit of coloration with the EQ, but once I sorted that, it sounded really nice. And
Okay.
when I've done some of his other project, Band Emigrate, he uses that tone quite a lot. And I've had a lot of people asking me how I've done it, and I'm like, well, now you can get the patch for you.
So you've made those available to download?
Yes, I have. So you can all sound like Richard and Rammstein and whatever you want to do with it.
Amazing. Nice.
Indeed.
What else have I done? I bought a drum kit, and that's about it.
Oh, that you showed us a picture of that, and it looks like it's going to be an absolute pain in the arse.
You know what? I got it set up, and it was. I think it must have been about 9 o'clock by the time I finished it in the cold summer house last night. But just before we come on the podcast, I was out in there, and I've hooked it up through to my interface, and then programmed it all through Get Good Drums.
Cool.
So I'm using that kind of like, just to give it a better sound, and it sounds really fucking good.
Nice.
And can you then record the MIDI MIDI patterns into your DAW then?
Yes, yeah.
You can adjust them as well normally.
Yeah, I can. So if, like, say I wanted to, I don't know, just play whatever drums, I'd record the pattern, and then obviously it would all come straight through Get Good Drums.
Nice. And you can export that. What are you using for a DAW at the moment?
Logic.
And I'm assuming you can export MIDI files from that.
Yes.
Because GarageBand didn't let you do that, and that really pissed me off, because I'd made some absolutely amazing like bass guitar parts and drum patterns, and it wouldn't let me export the MIDI that I'd programmed into it.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, Logic, like, I can literally just, like, just with one click, just straight it out, export it, and then do whatever you need to do with it. So I have a feeling that I'm going to end up being like the resident pedalboard
Evil
Doom session drummer or something.
Yeah, pedal boards of drum is what you end up being. Oh dear, but yeah, I'm excited by that, because I can run some of those MIDI patches through my my drum VSTs as well, and get some real nasty sounds.
I'm looking to get some backing tracks running that are, allow me to do some modal stuff. So to make me sound better than I am, basically. So yeah, it's quite interesting. But let's not give all of our secrets away.
Indeed. Yeah. Okay. Lee, what you been up to, my man? What you been up to? A lot.
An awful lot. Yeah. So just before we started this podcast, I was working with the Analog Alien guys because they were doing an interview with Guitar on the range of pedals, and like all the artists that they work with, which include people like Stevie Wonder and Pino
Palladino,
bass player.
Palladino.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He uses their Alien bass station, which is like a limiter, an amp generator, and a fuzz. He uses that as his primary pedal, and has done for years and years and years. And he's just put in a new order for an extra one because he's going on tour with John Mayer.
Who? Sorry, John
Mayer.
Oh, no. Who's that?
Never heard of him.
Yeah. And there's loads and loads of people using their gear.
Joe Walsh was one, didn't you mention?
Yeah.
Of the Eagles fame.
The Eagles. Yes. They're the Eagles cover band. Joe Walsh has his own signature pedal with and yeah, it's really, really great. It's up on Pedalboards of Doom. It's pinned to the top at the moment.
So
this minute. But
I assume with Analog Alien, like doing a live stream with guitar, does that mean their pedals are now going to be stocked in guitar stores?
Yes, they are. Yeah, go check them out, man.
I mean, I do have a local guitar store, and it happens to be one of my favourites.
We both do.
Indeed. Oh,
yes, of course, because you live next door to each other. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we are next door neighbours. Hi, Josh.
I just realised this is an audio podcast,
the
not a
can't
visual.
see you waving out of the window.
Yeah.
Oops.
So that's great fun. Last week I headed over to Germany to play with Rammstein, and that was great.
Did you know? Did you?
Yeah, maybe something like that. Anyway, yeah, I went over to Germany to spend some time with my family, away from family who are Tonepedia.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great. I had went from Wednesday to Friday over there. 10 hours on the train, man, there and back. Yeah, so it was nice. And when you start to get into Scandinavia, obviously you get more and more pine trees and these sort of things. So it does change, and it's interesting that you're changing climate as you go through.
Yeah.
But at one point, it actually got so warm on the train, I started feeling a little bit travel sick because of the sun coming through the window and stuff like that. And I was like, bloody hell! So I've been on the train in June or something like that.
You're gonna have to explain this concept to us here. Sun.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Has it not been particularly sunny at home then?
No, it has not. I have
What's
been
sun?
freezing my
Lovely
nips
here
off
for about 2 weeks. Oh yeah, it's been cold. No, it's been cold. It's like at night time.
I think we saw the sun about 3 weeks ago, briefly, for half a day. But other than that, it's been rain and misery.
So
I mean,
right now,
business as usual, you mean?
outside today during the day it was 12 degrees, but right now it's -2 outside.
There you go.
So it has been cold, but the sun has been absolutely amazing here. Not that this is a weather report. My name is not Michael Fish. So
I mean, that's a deep, very old school British cut there. That is, isn't it?
yeah, I should say.
That's
Matt,
one for all the American listeners.
Matt, do you even get that?
I mean, I know of the Michael Fish because he was the one that said there wasn't going to be a storm, and then there was a word storm.
Fucking hurricane.
Yeah. So I mean, to be fair, Josh is like 4
wasn't
months younger than me, so you know.
I actually had to study that for my geography A levels.
I
What?
didn't study it
The
for A
life
levels.
and times
but
of
Michael
Mr.
Fish.
Fish.
Yeah.
I think I actually did that in history, but I'm well aware of the story of the stupid weatherman saying stupid things on the TV.
I didn't mean it because your age. I meant it because of living in the Isle of Man.
Oh yeah, we get the same like TV stations until. But I mean, even now, like it's just Northwest TV. So ITV we get Border, and the BBC we get Northwest. So like,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll get bored of ITV as well. I'll be honest.
I miss it a little bit actually, but then again, I didn't watch too much of it when I was at home anyway. So.
I haven't had a TV that's been plugged into an aerial or a skybox in probably 6 years. So I've not watched live TV in that time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Officer, I haven't, honestly.
I mean, they can come in and check if they want. The TV's literally not plugged into anything apart from a power socket.
Yeah.
So that was part of my week, and then when I came back from Tonepedia, I didn't come back empty-handed. I actually, with permission, stole one of their Strandberg guitars that they had knocking around. Which, if you go onto Tonepedia, it's the Bowden 6. I think it's just the standard one actually, and it's this beauty here. And my thoughts were, I wanted to try a 7-string, as you know, I've been talking about that for ages, but we didn't have one. And I thought, do you know what, it'd be worth trying to get to know whether I like the neck.
Yeah, because they are very, very unique necks, aren't they?
Yeah, and I found it it's very smooth, very, very smooth. It's like satin really, really nice, and the way it puts
Stop
puts
wanking
your
the neck,
finger in the
Lee.
right place. Sorry, the way it puts your fingers in the right place is lovely. The intonation is like spot on because it's fan fretted. I've
Funky
not
fretted,
found anything I don't like about it. I've only run it through my Wezeres so far. It didn't take me very long to get used to the neck, and I thought that was going to be my biggest hurdle.
Yeah,
I was afraid that I wasn't going to like it.
because it's almost trapezoidal
I
in the profile, isn't it?
Yeah, but asymmetric.
Yeah, then it kind of shifts. It like the flat bit on the back shifts downwards as you go down the neck to put your hand in the like theoretical perfect position.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really comfortable. I play above the 12th fret a lot, and it really does make playing up there easy. It allows you to put your thumb in the right place and get really good purchase with your thumb if you really need to, if you really want to like get some good bends on and stuff like that.
What about if you really, really want to zig a zig ah?
Yes, it does that too. I tell you what it does do. It makes getting your thumb over for the low E super easy as well. So if you want to get like those sort of Hendrixy bits and pieces, it's so easy. Like your thumb almost just sits there naturally.
I mean, I don't think I could imagine Hendrix converting to one. I'll be honest. But
I mean, he was always like trying out new gear ahead of everyone else, though, wasn't he? So maybe it's not too much of a stretch of an imagination that he would have tried something like this.
yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
He was an innovator, wasn't he?
He did like to
certainly
set
was.
guitars on fire as well.
Indeed.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
there's argument, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I do joke, but actually, I've actually tried a headless guitar, which I know all I do is say they're stupid and they look stupid, and I stand by. I think that I'll just never get used to the way they look.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it's. I'm pretty sure it was a Strandberg, but one of my mates was in some form of like speed metal band, and he was experimenting with one of these for a while, and I tried it, and I didn't get on with the neck, but I'm the kind of person who wants the fattest neck, the biggest, chunkiest neck that you can possibly
I am
get.
normally as well. Actually, I really
But
like. Big old
I
chunky
just
neck.
I couldn't get on with it, but it was no weirder to me than an Ibanez Wizard neck. So
I mean, that's
kind of
praise
where I
indeed,
was
that, isn't it?
thinking. That's where I was thinking because I don't like the Ibanez Wizard necks. I've played a lot of them and they feel horrible to me. They really do. Whereas this feels much more in the realms of my Strat. Actually, it feels much more comfortable.
yeah, I don't know. I just yeah. I mean, they definitely have a place, and there's definitely people out there who love them, and obviously you're really enjoying playing one. But yeah, they're not for me.
No.
Yeah.
That struggle to convince me. However, my experience is only playing one. I'm sure it was a very similar model to that actually. And yeah, I played it for like 20 minutes, if that, in fact. And it was an odd experience because it like I said, almost like a trapezoidal neck rather than like a standard rounded shape, which
Yeah,
my hand
I
was
think
used
it's.
to.
Do you know what I think it's like? I think it's if you get one of these, you're going to spend a lot of time thinking about the neck. If you just kind of like forget about it, suddenly it's normal.
It's the sort of thing where I think the first time you're playing it, you should actually play it blindfolded, because then your hand's naturally just going to fall into place.
That's not going to do anything for my playing, I can tell you that.
Yeah, my problem there is like I'm like if they're fan fretted, I'm pretty sure straight away if I tried to play any scales, I'd go straight out because
I thought
I'm
that.
just so used
You
to.
don't.
But like, is it not just like your muscle memory puts your fingers in the wrong place and you have to slightly relearn?
You would think that, but no, not at all. I think the angle is so little that it just doesn't make any difference. I honestly thought that was what was going to happen. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be like trying to go for an E and I'll be hitting like a D or an F sharp, an F or a D sharp or something like that. And it's not the case. It's just, in fact, I very rarely miss a note playing this. Maybe that's how all guitars should have been from day one. I don't know, but it's.
Whoa. I mean, let's not throw shade at the Telecaster, which is the perfect instrument.
But yeah, I honestly thought that's what was going to happen. I thought, oh no, I don't know, it could be the fan frets, it could be the neck and everything like this. But what Ola did say when he was talking about how he went about designing this is kind of looked at the guitar and said, okay, what would happen if I was to use all of the knowledge, but kind of attack it from as if no other guitar has been made. So I've got all this knowledge. What would I do just using lots of engineering to like make it perfect? And that's kind of like where he went with it. Were these the first people to like do fan fretting though?
I don't think they were. No,
Don't think fan fret.
He was the first person to do it, I think.
That was Sir Fanfret of Westleton.
The wetlands. Oh, brilliant. Oh man. Yeah, I like it. Stainless steel frets as well, which is nice. You get a little bit plinky, but really good. You've got the coil taps on because you've got a 5-way switch on 2 humbuckers. So
yeah, he definitely wasn't the first person to do a fan fret guitar because that was Bandora in the 16th century.
I mean, he missed out by a few years.
Bloody hell.
That's what Wikipedia tells me anyway. So if you've got if you think I'm wrong, people, go and have an argument with Uncle Wikipedia.
One thing that has shocked me about this is, you know that it's going to be very light because it's missing half the guitar, right?
Yeah.
So, and that came into its own when I was using it with the Wazza Airs, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, I feel like I'm actually playing air guitar a little bit here. And I sat around for about 4 hours, actually just shredding the fuck out of this, and it was just amazing. And I was basically playing better than I've ever played before, which is great. But I kind of expected it to sound naturally, like acoustically, to sound like I was just had a couple of strings strapped to a bit of plastic. It doesn't. It's really resonant. Listen, there's a lot of tone there just in the, and that's like similar to the Strat and these sort of things. So I think the Les Paul's got more, but less chambered as well. Although, if I remember rightly, I think these are chambered actually.
Aren't they really thin?
How could there be any chambering in that?
Aren't they like wafer thin? Oh, right. No. Okay, no, it's not as wafer thin as I thought it was going to be.
No,
there's hardly any
I've definitely seen thin ones, but
if you look, because you've got the belly cut there.
That's so nowhere near generous enough. That
I'll tell you what, though, man, it is so comfortable because you've got this cutaway here at the bottom. And that's great for your leg, there. But this one, if you want to like sit there and you want to hold it like I'm holding it here,
classical
style,
absolutely bang on for just sitting down and like shredding.
The problem is you've said that, and it's reminded me of that meme that's going around with the classical guitar with the big bottom through that you put your leg through.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, there's memes that float around where you put your leg through the bottom hole of a classical guitar, and that's how you hold your
I'll stop going on about that now.
Indeed.
But I like it a lot. Oh bloody hell!
This slides on the floor with its borrowed guitar, and it's now 2 guitars.
I mean, we've got audio proof here that he's just bashed that up.
It's like a $2.5 grand guitar. Just like drop it on the floor.
Devalued it by a couple of $100 there. Matt, you have done your first ever gig.
Yes, my first ever gig of 2022. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. The pub had a darts tournament on early on in the day, so it was absolutely rammed.
Nice.
And it just everybody was well lubricated, shall we say? And it just from minute one, just everybody up, singing, shouting, dancing. I managed to actually get some decent volume out of the studio vintage as well, because it's only the second gig I've played with it. Managed to crank it up a bit more just because fuck people's ears. It's not my problem.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You signed away that right when you came into the venue.
Yeah, so I cranked it up a little bit louder than I probably should have done, but it just sounds so good. It's at the point where like I wasn't particularly using any there's barely any songs where I need clean.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck the clean tone, and I'll roll some volume off if I have to, and just go for kind of like a crunch. And then I was literally just using the heavier side of the Messiah as like an extra crunch, and then the Antares for lead.
Nice.
But yeah, just sounded so good. Absolutely loved every second of playing with it, and yeah, played some good stuff. Had people like screaming for more pretty much all the way through. Just really enjoyed it. Managed to basically tear the roof off with Comfortably Numb, which was great because we were worried because the pub was so kind of rowdy, and obviously it's quite a slow song, so we were worried that it would kind of kill the atmosphere, but everybody loved it, so yeah, really good.
I'm down to clown with that. I mean, breaking news here is that a loud Marshall amp sounds good. Loud valve amp played loud sounds good.
Loud valve amp through an orange cab with two V30s in it. Yeah,
nice,
it's good tone.
Indeed. I mean, it sounds it. And what were we using guitar-wise for the
Strat and Les Paul, because, I am just generic guitarist number 7.
I mean, why break a formula that works? It ain't broke. Don't try and fix it.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know why I hit back against the Strat for so long, because pretty much I think I've used it since every gig since I bought it. And yeah, it's just perfect for, the songs where you don't want to let that Les Paul kind of too much. Yeah. It's the perfect kind of antithesis to that. So
yeah, Les Pauls do a thing, don't they? They do loud, brash, rockiness.
Which is about 60% of the set. So, I use that for about 60% of the time. And then when you're doing sort of like 60s rock and roll, you don't particularly want a Les Paul sound when you're doing like rock and roll stuff. Like if you're doing an Elvis song, you don't really need Les Paul.
No, because even though back then they probably would have been using like big body Gibsons, like the 335s or even like the big jazz boxes. The pickups were wound so much that they were trying, like the PAFs were trying to emulate single coils anyway. Yeah, so they were really bright.
Yeah, and it is. It's that kind of thing of like there's plenty of stuff in the set where like I realistically need a Strat, so I've now got a Strat, and like I've come to terms with the fact that I'll use the Strat more often than I ever thought I would, even though I like playing it at home. Like unless I'm playing blues, I won't play the Strat because the single coil sound just isn't for me. You need it for a couple of blues songs, but like for the most part, you can get away with a Les Paul. But like in the mix and like in a live situation, sometimes the Les Paul is just too much.
Yeah. I love single coils. I absolutely love them. The fact that you've now kind of succumbed to the Strat, is it time that I now start appreciating reverb? Is it have we come to a treaty here?
How can you not appreciate reverb? What is wrong with you?
Delay is better.
I agree.
Delay is better.
It's
an ongoing thing.
You get reverb no matter what. So like it's just how much. If you're playing in a little room, you're going to have less reverb than if you're playing in a big hall. But you're going to have reverb no matter where you are.
Oh yeah, unless you're in a cave, and then it's a bit like a slapback, isn't it?
Still,
but even still, it's like a slapback and reverb at the same time. Yeah,
it's a bit like the Caverns pedal.
Oh dear, I've just noticed that we are somewhat into this podcast, and the flippant remark that I said about 45 minutes in before we get anywhere near news is looking like a reality.
Well, we have all been busy boys
Indeed, I have as well. The second of
I have as well.
I have.
I know, it was up in pussy.
So the second in the No Talk All Tone Versus series, Suck It, Matt. There is more than one. There's was the Dark Matter versus the Ultimate Drive. Ultimate Drive has got a bit of a cult following, mainly as like a sludgy Doom machine, and the Dark Matter, like in various forums, both of these are considered to be OCD clones, and then like in the same breath, others are saying no, they're not, and then they're not really. But
Well, no, I don't think that's right, because I think the Ultimate Drive is a direct clone of the OCD.
no,
It's like
no,
point-
just no, it isn't.
I think it is.
If
Got
you
less knobs, hasn't it?
no, it's the same layout,
It's an OCD.
but the component values in it are wrong.
The same.
They're not, and it has a different characteristic. The Joyo goes further in the gain spectrum, and you get this kind of sludgy, like farting out kind of broken speaker kind of sound with the Ultimate Drive that you don't get with a lot of the OCDs. And the Dark Matter definitely ain't OCD based. I read somewhere that it was based on like a JMP circuit, but it also sounds like quite rat-esque. But either way, they're in the same ballpark. And I was surprised for the second week on the trot, the polls have come up Joyo. Like, there's so much love for the Dark Matter. People are saying, yeah, it's like there's much more openness to it. It's a lot tighter sounding drive, but then you just get to that ridiculous full gain mode, and people go, noise goes brr. And it's enough to win people over. So it looks like,
yeah, I think there's another like issue here, which is one of these pedals looks like a Sith Lord and the other does not.
Yeah. I think the Dark Matter suffered for the longest time of its name and its look. It looks like it's going to be as fucking brutal as anything, and then you plug it in, and it's actually really quite subtle.
Shit.
Fuck you, Josh. Fuck you. To be honest, I could justify owning both of them, much like I did last week with the Tube Screamers that do two totally different Tube Screamers sounds. These two quote unquote OCDs do two totally different sounds, and I can justify owning them. So I'm gonna carry on doing that. But there will be a third one coming out, but I'm not telling you what that is yet, because the next week's No Talk All No Talk All Tone is an actual one this week. It is a return of the JedsPeds. We have got a JedsPeds Univibe, which features a proper lamp. So it's like proper Univibe old school tech. And spoilers, it's rather nice.
Do you mean a lamp as in the thing that makes light that you stick on your bedside table?
No, it means a photo cell.
Yeah, no, like the lamp is, rather than an LED, it's an actual like filament lamp, kind of tiny little version.
I like the ones you used to get in school when
Is
you were
that
doing like your
inside the pedal?
circuits.
Yeah, it's inside the pedal.
So what you're saying is, on a circuit diagram, it's a circle with a cross in it instead of a triangle with a line.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
that's exactly what he was trying to say.
I'm just trying to get my head around, like, yeah. So it's an old school light bulb instead of a modern LED.
And the like LEDs behave in a really kind of linear fashion. Because of that, you get a really linear wave with the like fluctuation, the frequency of the effect. With the lamp, you almost get this kind of lopsided sine wave, so it almost like ramps up and then drops straight off.
Okay.
Which is really characteristic of the old Univibe circuits, which you don't get with the Shaky Jimmy. As much as it sounds awesome, it's not that exact sound.
I'd like to see them side by side, actually.
Well, maybe
That's the following week's video. Isn't
maybe
it?
no, it isn't. It isn't, but it will. It almost certainly will be, because the Motin Shaky Jimmy, I hold up as being like a gold standard of like affordable Univibe. This one requires you to put a little bit more effort in, because it's like a here are the parts, make it yourself.
Don't they sell them ready made?
They do. I think this kit ready made is close to £100.
I have a question.
Do you?
Indeed.
Who the fuck still uses a Univibe?
Oh, loads of people.
Like me. Robin Trower. Like Robin Trower has been keeping the Univibe train going for decades.
This is probably going to be like showing my age and naiveness, but like, who?
Robin Trower? Son of Mr. and Mrs. Trower?
37 Swansea Street.
Yeah, I'm sure John Mayer's used them. Joe Bonamassa's used them. There you go.
You're really not selling the Univibe by saying that, though.
But like, those are artists that have released music within the past 5 years.
I'll tell you what, they sound great.
Yeah, to the detriment of society.
I mean, Sob Rock was good. Bonamassa. It's hard to justify anything past Blues Deluxe, I think.
Did you see the news today about Bonamassa?
Oh, isn't he like single-handedly bringing tubes back?
I've seen photoshopped screenshots that no one can link me to the actual article.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't think the article exists. But I've seen about 8 or 9 different photoshops of screenshots saying that he's going to try and make tubes in the States. But nobody can actually link to that article that's a screenshot of.
I mean, can you imagine if they've got Johnny Bonamassa written on them? They're going to be
it's a natural progression going from flip-flops and towels to hand-blown glass tubes, isn't it?
Hand-blown.
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the response in the comments seems to be either, can you give me a link, to which the answer is always
no.
Ignore. And the other bit is a lot of people saying that like you couldn't make vacuum tubes in the States because of certain restrictions that are in place in most of the states. So.
I mean, if you can buy them there, you can make them there.
What's the source, bro? Trust me, bro.
Trust me.
It's a little bit like that RE20 compact, isn't it? People going, yeah, this is bullshit, and then like 2 days later, actually, this is not bullshit. What the fuck? So yeah, that's what I've been up to this week, and I think it's time that we do a lukewarm hot take, because it's about that time. We're warmed up enough for it to be lukewarm. Right. This is your lukewarm hot take, isn't it, Matt? I think you've been elected to do this one, because actually, before we move on to this one, we have to mention the results of last week, and it was a lot closer than it should have been. I weren't fully sold on this comment myself.
That's why it's lukewarm.
But yeah, Randy Rhoads not being the best Aussie guitarist got, I think it was like 60% of the votes were for Randy, and then like 40 were for the...
So I had a question that nobody answered. Do you include Black Sabbath guitarists, or is it just Ozzy Osbourne as a solo artist?
I did answer you.
I think to give myself a fighting chance, I have to include Iommi in that.
Well, in that case, Randy Rhoads is not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iommi is just like...
King.
Yeah, just...
He is. The godfather
the fact
of metal,
that he can play guitar without a couple of fingers, like...
that's metal as fuck, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's just
even before metal was invented.
I've chopped off the end of my fingers, but it's fine.
Yeah, but
to be honest, metal as fuck is the origin story.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Black Sabbath are a band that really shouldn't have ended up happening, but they did, and the world is a better place for it.
Yeah.
But there you go. So this week's hot take, Matt. Go on, take us away.
This week's hot take is tubes are dead, tube amps are dead, stop using them, move digital, whether it's solid state amps or whether it's full on modelling. Like, unless you want to remortgage a house every time you want to fix your valve amp, then just move on. Like, we've got close enough as it is. There's things out there like your Kempers and your other kind of things that will model what we've got for now, and then when what we have now sets itself on fire because it's 70, 80-year-old technology, we can move on to using real amps.
Before we start
real
discussing
solid-state
it,
amps.
I want to come in and say I spoke to some friends who run or work for some amp companies, some big ones as well, and
they said we're fucked.
They said, "Who is this boomer?"
They all said, "Buy yourself a Helix or an Iridium."
Yeah, no,
That seems a little bit counterintuitive. I'll be honest, Matt.
The overall take was this isn't anything new because in 2019 the big Chinese factory that was producing valves shut down, so it's been restricted for quite some time, and getting valves has been just difficult for ages anyway. So it's with what's going on, it's not just the valves as well, because there's a lot of factories in the areas that have been hit that were producing other components other than valves that were needed for not just the making of amps but pedals and these sort of things as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that to push the argument one way or another. I just thought it's valuable information to consider.
I mean, what you said there is we're on an even keel in terms of being fucked. So it's not just valve amps, it's all amps and all pedals, and we should probably just stop playing guitar. So yeah, thanks for that, Lee.
I did have something to add into this, which is worth considering. I really love the Victory V4 amps. So I've got the Kraken, I've got the Duchess on my board, and I use them as my stereo rig. They've got the power amps in them, which are the Class D power amps, not digital, but Class D. And then they've got 4 valves, which aren't like AX7s. They are unique valves, which Martin has voiced in such a way. So he voices the clipping. And Victory actually have a metric shit ton of these valves, like almost like an endless supply of them, and they're not coming from anywhere. They have them. They're old military valves, which no one was using, and they're all perfect.
And they're just going yoink.
Yeah, basically. If you want that kind of like middle ground, yes, it's a Class D power amp, but it sounds amazing, and you can do what I've done and put your amps on your board. So happy Mondays.
I mean, they did this back in the 90s, didn't they? With like the Valve Tech amps, and it really didn't work then. But I'll be honest, the Victory stuff that I've heard, like these kind of hybrid floor amps, flamps, sounds leagues above what was going on back then.
I think a big thing of that is you got the guy who designed all the Cornford amps designing them, so makes a bit of a difference.
I mean, but back then you had like the minds of the people behind Vox amps and the minds of the people behind Marshall amps of the time creating these hybrid amps as well. So you would assume they would know.
Thing to it as well, though, wasn't there? A lot of these hybrid amps were designed to be cheaper, so you could pick them up like the Bandits and stuff like that. They were designed to be a lot cheaper, and Bandits were great, but
Bandits sound like wet arse. I don't see why people are so obsessed with the Bandits. They sound like I feel like this is probably a hot take here in and of itself, but we'll save that for another week.
But But the victory stuff isn't designed to be cheap. It's designed to sound good. So,
maybe it was that
that
it was designed to a price point, because like the speakers in those were always like cheap, shitty ceramic speakers, and they were kind of entry and like just above the MG series. It was like MG series, and then it was like the AVTs. Same with like the Vox Valvetronics amps. They were like just above the like cheap modelling versions, and then but they weren't then designed to take over the bigger amps, mainly because they still had components back then and could still make the old ones.
Yeah, this is it. They didn't want to kind of like say, "Oh, like buy this instead of." They were like, "Buy this as your entry. This is your entry drug. We're going to sell it to you cheap, and then hopefully you'll buy my $5,000 amp from me later on."
Like if that tone was the thing that was trying to get you onto the good amps, it's like
you can't say it didn't, because we're all sat here as evidence that it did.
But it's like trying to get you onto like hot cuisine by feeding you tins of Marmite. Going, well, there you go. It's quote unquote food.
You've just described more or less my journey in food. Do love a bit of Marmite.
Oh dear. You either hate it or you're wrong is the slogan for it, isn't it? But there you go. Yeah. So going back to the hot take here is that valve amps are dead and that we should all go.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's not even because valves are going to become more difficult to get hold of, because whether it's now or it's 5 years down the line or it's 10 years down the line, if nothing changes in the mind of one insane man who happens to be in control of a country that has produced 50% of the valves for the last 7 years or whatever it is since that Chinese factory stopped.
Yeah,
we're going to get to a point where, whether it's now, whether it's 5 years down the line, whether it's 10 years down the line, they're going to be more and more difficult to get hold of, and demand probably not going to change, but supply is going to halve. There's not many. I think there's one other factory that's producing these. I can't even remember now if there's anywhere. Yeah, so we're going to get to that point, but that's beside the by. We're at a stage now in music where the modelling stuff, the likes of the quad
close
cortex,
enough,
your helix, is so close that if you went to a gig and your favourite artist was using a quad cortex instead of the amps that they recorded with, you wouldn't be able to tell, and you're a guitarist. So why are we still using this technology that the valves themselves are horrific to create for the environment, like so bad? So why not just stop? Why not just say no more? We've got these tones; they exist in the ether. You can put them in your Kemper, put them in your quad cortex, put them in your helix.
We kind of, my way of weighing it in is I kind of feel like as the technology's moving on, that yes, people are moving more towards digital, and I think I'm probably going to get slightly not outgunned for saying this comment, but I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of stick for it. It is predominantly, shall we say, the elitists and boomers that are the only ones that swear by valves and that there's nothing else better. I think
that's a really short-sighted, sweeping statement. Honestly, it's like just like saying everyone who uses valves and likes them is a boomer or something like that. I think there's a lot more to it than that. Valves do sound better than the stuff that's trying to copy it. I think where we're going to see a revolution is when the solid state stuff tries to be itself.
I've played valves. I've played, unbittedly, it's not like I've played a Dumble or anything like that, but I've played for a couple of JVMs, which I think are better than the 800s. I guess that could be a hot take in itself.
JVMs are wicked.
I've played for a couple of Victories and bits and Mesas, Engels, and I don't know. I always feel very underwhelmed.
Yeah,
that's me.
You have to play him at volume. You really do have to play him at very high volume to get anywhere, and that is one of big downsides for valve amps. It really is. I think there is also the argument that things like the new tube and stuff like that could start seeing its glory day with the troubles that we're having.
Yeah.
The problem is they've been trying to push this new tube for 25 years, and
Yeah, it's just called tube now. It's not new anymore.
I mean, yeah, but like beside that, like, have you heard that those little Vox heads that use the new tubes? Would you use one instead of an AC-15?
I've not played one. one.
I can guarantee if you played one of them next to an AC-15, you would pick the AC-15 every single time, because the new tube technology just doesn't react in the same way.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
You're used to it, whereas I think we're at the point now where some of the modelling software in things like Kempers and stuff reacts so
well enough.
close.
Well, look at the the Ibanez when they did that. Was it the TS, the Tube Screamer with the
new Tube Screamer?
Yeah, like they came out. I think I heard about them for all of 3 months, and I've not heard of anything about them since.
There was a big fault with them, and they had to recall them all.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like I say, the only thing I can think of
as well.
They were
they
very
were
expensive.
3 times the price, I think.
We've
expensive.
We've actually got one on Timepedia, so if you want to go and compare it against the proper tube screen, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of with those new tubes in now that's still on the market is those little Vox heads, and I've tried one, and they just naff. Like, seriously, like I'd genuinely buy a Katana over one of those.
Ooh,
I think Katanas are very good. Katanas are very
and that's
good.
what I mean. Like, we're now at the point where whether you want a baseline kind of sound at low volumes like a Katana, or you want to spend that so much extra and get the tones of your heroes, you want to buy a Quad Cortex, or you want to buy a Kemper or whatever, you can get whatever sounds you want and at whatever price point you can afford, just like you can with a valve amp. So why are we still obsessing with valves? And I do it myself when actually the gigs that I play with my simplifier, as long as I've got some form of monitoring, when I'm in the moment, I don't notice that I'm not using a valve amp.
I think the issue is that valve amps are horrendously not good for the environment. They're incredibly not convenient with the fact that you have to crank them for them to sound good, and like if you're using them at home, 9 times out of 10 they sound shit because you can't turn them past a certain volume. But despite that, we still use them, and the reason we do that is because when you do have those, like when all of the planets align and you get that gig and you can crank the absolute bollocks off them, they just sound better than the modelers. And it's not a tangible thing. It's not a quantifiable thing. It just is. And I will always own a valve amplifier because the times when I can do that, where I can crank that valve amp, I will, because it makes me smile inside.
But that's part of the problem. Like again, like as Lee says, it's being able to be in a situation where you can fucking crank it, and you know it's very far in between.
Well, let's not be talking about me cranking it. Thank you very much.
That's another hot take.
Indeed. But that's why I've got the HX Stomp for all of the times where the valve amp isn't convenient, because there is absolutely no way that I would be able to record the No Talk or Turn series at all if I didn't have that. Like, I would not be able to turn the valve amp on and get anywhere near a decent volume to record these things because I record them at night time when people are in bed. I would get my ass absolutely handed to me. So that, like, the modeling software allows me to do that, and I'm not dipping down in quality because it sounds fantastic.
I think this kind of brings you back to things like the V4 Kraken, though, because you can do that with it and it's still valve.
Indeed, that kind of straddles a midpoint between the between the two, and I think we might have to have that as like a third option on the poll rather than just a clear cut. Valves are the best. All hail valves, and then welcome our modelling overlords. I think we might need that middle one, Lee's option.
I would like to see more people utilising things, not necessarily the new tube, I use it as an example, but like other types of tube, which is what Martin's done there. He's kind of gone, well, hang on a minute, I've got all these tubes, I can actually make them sound good. And I'm sure that there's loads of these valves that are knocking around that, like Matt says, are bad to make for the environment. If they've been made already, isn't it kind of our responsibility to utilise them? So, you know,
why not?
What damage has been done.
There's not an endless supply, though, is there? There's not an endless supply. There's like there is a finite amount of them, and whether that's a year's worth of making victory amps, or whether it's 20 years worth of making victory amps, at some point you're going to use the last one, and then what do you do?
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the same for any
new tubes, I reckon, isn't it?
But hopefully, by the point, by the end of that, the factories are still there. But we've also got to think: is this factory going to just stop making tubes because they're not allowed to sell them, or are they going to keep making them, stockpiling them because they know the price is going up, and then they're going to be available again, but just be more expensive?
So I reckon we end the hot take here and suggest to the listeners, viewers, whatever you are. By this point, I don't care.
If you're still listening, thank you for staying with us.
So check out for the poll in the Fret Talk podcast group. If you are not part of the Fret Talk podcast group, be in there because we have these hot takes as a poll every week. We should actually officially mention this news that we've been skirting around for the past half hour. Because we are very much putting the cart before the horse here, aren't we? It ties in with our news this week. So, as you've probably twigged, but we're going to officially announce it now. That Electro Harmonics have announced a restriction on the supply of valves, and
world exclusive, everybody, world exclusive.
Indeed. Well, we have actually got a little bit of breaking news with that.
The sky is blue.
So Electro Harmonics are responsible not just for Electro Harmonics tubes; they are responsible for Tungsol, EHX, EH Gold, Genelex Gold Lions, Mullards, Svetlana, and Softtech valves, which is pretty much
one of those
all
is a
of
tennis
them.
player. I'm sure one of those is a tennis player.
I'm pretty sure that more than one of those is a tennis player. I am almost certain that I have had inappropriate thoughts about EHX Gold before. But there we go. So there's basically a full stop on like pretty much all of the brands of tubes, and as we have pontificated over quite a lot in this podcast episode, it may be spelling a little bit of trouble for valve makers. In fact, actually, I was talking to the owner, like previous owner of Honey Boy Amps about this, because I'd posted this up as my on my Instagram earlier this week, and he was saying how like he was glad that he'd got out of the business when he had, because Honey Boy have not long ago, I think within the last year, have folded. And he was just saying, I'm thanking my lucky stars that I've got out of it now, because the scarcity of valves for big companies is going to be a bit of a problem. For a company like him, where he's making like one-off boutique amps, it would, if his company hadn't have ended before that, it would have sealed the nails in the coffin. And we're probably going to get quite a lot of that going on in the next couple of years, where we're seeing like these smaller boutique amp manufacturers not being able to keep up with it, because all of the small boutique amp manufacturers aren't making solid state amps. They're not making modelers. They're making the old tech. They're making valve amps, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's mostly. I mean, it's mostly them making slightly tweaked versions of classic amps, which all unless you've got a thing for the JC120 of the 80s, like any classic amp you can think of as a valve amp at the moment.
Yeah. It's an old tweed amp, or it's a
or it's a Vox AC, or it's a Marshall, GMP 45 or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many of these kind of tweaks on those circuits and like little spins, almost like there are Tube Screamer variants. Yes, everyone's got their own little take on it. All of the boutique manufacturers make a start from one of these kind of staples within the amp circuit roster. However, very, very recently, I think either last night or this morning, there was an announcement from Electro Harmonix saying that the supply chain has been resolved. However, it has come at a cost, a financial cost. They've said that all of their orders, like the future orders and back orders that they have, will be the prices will be increased, and they said that they're not announcing that just yet, but that will be announced in the future. So if you had orders through Electro Harmonix, they're retrospectively putting those price hikes onto the orders that you've already put in.
Did it say what percentage?
There's no mention of percentage at the moment, but there was mention of like the Canadian government's import on. Fuck off, Lee. No, but there was mention of the Canadian government putting it up 35% for imports from Russia. That's quite a hike.
I was going to say, if you're talking within the 5 to 10% bracket, then I think people are still probably going to be willing to pay that extra. I think if they are not hands tied behind their back, but they are in a situation where they haven't got anything else other than Marshall JVM or whatever, but that is a sizable increase.
People will pay it because you can't. You're not just
you're over a barrel, aren't you?
Marshall. Yeah, you're not going to chuck your Marshall in the bin.
But yes, they'll pay it for the valves that they're creating. But if you're buying anything else from Electro Harmonix, their pedals, if they go up 35%, are fighting with a whole new group of pedals.
Oh, I doubt it's going to be. I doubt it's going to be the pedals, because all of their pedals are made in NYC. So I doubt there's going to be that increase on the pedals, but it's definitely going to.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see, won't we? But as the news unfolds at the moment, we are to expect that valves are going up, potentially another 50%.
Yeah, I think it only relates to valves from what you've said there, but who knows what's going to happen?
People that have got second-hand amps now who are just going to be taking the tubes out of them and just fucking selling them.
Oh, absolutely. I've got an old Spider valve that has got about, I think it's got 4 Sovtech EL84s in it. They're going on eBay, I can tell you that.
I'm just thinking, I've got 4 valve amps that don't function at the moment.
I've got a bunch of valves I took out and changed just because one wasn't working. I'm just going to keep them and just replace the one that wasn't working. So I've got a drawer.
It's not even here, but at my mum's, I've got a drawer full of valves that I bought as replacements for all of the valve amps that I own. So I'm in no hurry for new ones. It's just
how often
do we change them? You probably sell them, and that's a house deposit.
I was going to say, what? Matt comes in next week with a fur coat and a fucking gold tooth. We'll know what's happening.
Say, got gaudy looking chain.
It's that meme, isn't it? It's I won't tell anyone I've won the lottery, but there will be clues. So that's it. Oh man, I was going to say that we should end it there. However, we really do need to address the bit of discussion that Andrew Bimpson put forth for us, which was if car brands were guitars, and then followed by
again.
Fender as Chevy, Ibanez as Ford, Ernie Ball as I think it was Pontiac, ESP as Audi, PRS as Lexus, Kiesel as Acura. Artist titties. What? Aristides, isn't it? As Jaguar.
Aristides.
Whatever the titties. Gibson as Plymouth. What? Like these are some real odd choices. So quickly,
we have to clarify what these are in different countries, because I think Acura is Honda, isn't it?
Yeah, Acura's Honda.
And what is Plymouth? Because Plymouth
it's an American
muscle.
Yeah, they're like
it's-
muscle cars, aren't they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't even. I'm
Yeah.
going to say
which we don't even do in the UK. You know, you'd probably be talking like the Vauxhall Monaro at a push.
No, because muscle cars don't have as much power as our 1.6 GTIs and stuff. It's ridiculous.
I know this is slightly off topic, but I had a set of top trump cards, as we all did as kids, I'm sure, and I had a set of car ones, and there was one American car in there, and I can't even remember what was now, but it had the highest engine capacity. It was 9-liter engine, and it was the third lowest on horsepower because the Americans just didn't know how to convert size of engine into power.
It's unreal. I remember watching Top Gear once, and they were like, "How do they do this? Do they actually work? Do they actually try to get as minimum amount of horsepower as possible out of this massive engine?"
Yeah, because I think wasn't it Clarkson got a fucking pair of binoculars out and was like, "Where's the engine?"
I assume it's because the engines are so fucking heavy that they
That's a big one.
Indeed.
Yeah,
so
it's a
the
power to
engines
weight
are so-
ratio. It's just
That was some power to weight ratio. I could tell you that.
Even without that, they convert so much of that of the volume of the engine to noise instead of power.
Indeed,
They're converting it all into the wrong type of energy.
So I imagine a lot of it
it's
though
not
is coming
efficient.
down to low end torque.
Yeah, I mean that'll be part of it as well. But it's they looked at size being the biggest thing and not about what they
Americans
did
do.
with the size.
Welcome to Fret Talk Podcast, where we're talking about inefficient American cars.
So, if you were to rearrange this, Fender would be what car brand for you?
So, I mean, I put a big thing in the chat. So, for me, Fender are Volkswagen, because you see hundreds and hundreds of the bastards around, and people rave over how reliable they are, but actually everyone you've owned has had at least one issue.
I would agree on that. I would agree on that.
I mean, I'd go with the ubiquity of it, but I'd say they're more like a Ford than anything else.
I would also say Volkswagen, because Volkswagen also don't they own? No, do they own Audi? I can't remember.
No.
I think they own Audi. Then Audi own Lamborghini.
No, you're
but
right.
I know VW own
you're
Bugatti
right. Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So on the high end, you have got the Veyron of fucking.
It's the VAG group.
Yeah, I think there's two separate sides to it though. So I think officially, I think VW and Audi are officially separate.
Indeed.
I think that there's some sort of wall between the two companies.
They're the same cars, though.
It's called it's called the Berlin Wall.
It's called the Gooch, isn't it?
But yeah,
between
so
the
yeah,
VAG group.
that is actually what they're called. They are called the VAG group. I'm sorry, because it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's Volkswagen Automotive Manufacturer. That's what they stand for, and they own Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, Seat,
It's not
Porsche,
a joke to be made fun of.
Porsche,
Okay.
Lamborghini, Bugatti, Ducati. I didn't know they owned Ducati.
So
that's fairly recent.
Scania as well. But the Volkswagens are incredibly unreliable. We discussed this yesterday. I've owned stupid amount of cars, and Volkswagens are ridiculously unreliable.
Yeah,
I guess you could also translate that as like, they were lying about their emissions, much like probably Fender were lying about where their rosewood comes from.
Yeah,
Wow.
And the other thing is, like, I'll go back to it. Every Fender that everybody's, unless you're buying custom shop at Fender, you're buying stuff with electronics in it that you either want to replace or have to replace at some point, because the quality's
Wouldn't
not there.
that make it a modder? And then what car gets modded the most? Because people don't tend to
Volkswagen Beetle.
Nova,
the Volkswagen
Nova.
The Volkswagen Beetle gets
right.
modded the most.
Because everyone makes like beach buggies out of them.
They turn them into beach buggies, or they turn them into a fucking dragster
or
thing,
you put a Porsche engine
it's
in
an
the back
American
of it.
hot rod. Yeah. So everything stands. It's a Volkswagen.
How about Gibson then? Because Plymouth, they got done dirty with that. They absolutely got done
surely
dirty.
it's like a Chevy Corvette. It's just it's Chevrolet. It's just American brute force.
Yeah,
No,
I think we need
arty.
something that's like
Overpriced for what it is.
Or a Dodge Viper.
So something like a Mercedes, where it's
No.
they're generally just family
like
cars.
A Porsche. I think it's like a Porsche, and I'd say that because it is
Have to be in your
higher end,
40s to own one.
but it's not like Lamborghini higher end or like Pagani higher end. It's like you can maybe imagine owning a 911 at some point in your life, but it's very unlikely you're going to be able to afford to have a Lamborghini or something like that.
I mean, I'm still pinning hopes that this
Much
podcast takes off. So fingers crossed for that Lamborghini.
Much like that, oh, fucking hell, you made me lose my train of thought now, you bastards. This is what happens when you hit 30. Fuck.
Indeed, yeah.
Mate, I'm
Just in about 3 months' time, you'll just keel over and you won't be able to walk for 3 weeks.
For the fact that like Gibsons are like Porsches is because they're always kind of like given that image of a midlife crisis.
Yeah, and people who own a Gibson won't let you not know that they own a Gibson.
So does that mean the Gibsons?
I think you're
Gibsons are the vegans.
No.
There's
I see what you're saying there, but no, because people who own Porsches eat steaks.
no, it's almost the opposite, isn't it? Like a meatarian.
I'm pretty sure that PRS is the vegan. If you're going down, anybody who owns a PRS wants you to know that they own a PRS. So that's where the
I think PRS are Ferrari. Like
no, PRS is something like Tesla, where it's
you're
like, this
right.
This is ideally like this is the perfect vehicle, and it's got like it's got all of these fancy mod cons and whatnot, but actually
wrong.
Go on.
It's Rolls Royce.
No, it's not.
No,
it's all about for the connoisseur.
But for the PRS.
Well, no, because Rolls Royce is the vehicle that you don't want to drive yourself, you want to be driven in. So you're saying that people who buy PRS want other people to play their PRS for them at that point?
Because there's a lot of people out there will buy a PRS just because it looks pretty and they'll put it on the wall and they'll never play it.
It's like the Lexus to Toyota, that is, isn't it? The PRS. It's a little bit fancy, but it's just a Toyota, really.
So do you remember this company Relish who make these guitars with the tops that come off, and then you can swap the pickups in now because they're magnetically held in. And
they were at like NAMM about 4 years ago. Is that the one?
Yeah, they're really cool, but they're really expensive as well, and they are proper like high-end luxury, like as much luxury as you can get, like probably higher than like a PRS custom-built guitar. I reckon that they're something like Pagani or Koenigsegg or something like that.
Bless you.
Yeah. All right, what's Squire then? Squire, is that I would say Squire's like a Vauxhall Corsa or Ford.
Yeah, Squire's got to be
Surely it's a
Vauxhall.
Dacia Sandero.
But they're good.
James May when you need
Squires are good. So,
Have you ever driven a Dacia Sandero? They're actually surprisingly a car that doesn't feel quite as shit as it should do because it's made of plastic.
they're just basically it's a French company that own them.
It's a Renault but with plastic over the top instead of like metal and carbon fiber and just the normal things that you'd make a car out of.
Yeah. Okay. I'd go with that. Like Dacia for like Squire and like I don't know, like Kia or Hyundai or something for Epiphone.
I'd say maybe Vauxhall / Opel for one and Ford for the other for Epiphone and Epiphone and Squire. Because there are worse brands than them. You're looking at Encore and stuff like that, and I think that's where it falls into the French
Do they
cars.
even exist anymore? Has anybody seen a new Encore guitar?
Encore would basically be Rover.
Rover, man. Okay, what really cheap company made loads of rubbish guitars but one really good one?
Can't think of any.
Like First Act. They made shed loads of really, really cheap, shitty kind of beginner guitars. And then they had the First Act custom shop where they released like $4,000 worth of good versions of them.
Because that would be Rover, because they got the Rover V12 engine, and that's just like that is.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody bought the Rover V8 off them, but they didn't stick them in Rovers.
Not V12, yeah, V8. Sorry, no, it's true, but they were good when they were in Rovers as well.
Yeah, I mean, I actually quite like the 90s touring cars they had.
That's almost like Floyd Rose guitars, though. That is, isn't it? Like, yes, they might have made their own guitars, but you see the actual Floyd Rose system on everything else.
And it's so much better.
I suppose Strandberg would be Koenigsegg because they're both from Sweden.
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 What is Line 6 then?
Well, Yamaha,
a guitar company.
You'd say Yamaha. So
a Yamaha, because they make boats, they make bikes.
They don't make cars though; they make motorcycles.
Yeah, but if you stick two of them together, that's essentially a car.
What? So you stick two motorcycles together with two guitars, and you've made a car? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's maths, eh?
Isn't that kind of like how the Batmobile works? A little bit.
The one in the Dark Knight, yeah, it's two motorcycles stuck into, yeah.
Oh dear. And I think that's probably where we need to end it because we are just devolving into nonsense now.
It's been like a Christmas special.
We hadn't done at the start of this segment.
Oh my God.
Yes, I suppose we probably did. Right, so Patreon backers, thank you so much for facilitating this nonsense. For as little as $2 a month, you could be part of that crew of exclusive gentlemen. They are as follows: Mr. Andrew Bimson, Mr. Adam Yeomans, Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and of the Just Surprise Me podcast, Mr. Hugh G. Rection.
Whee!
Indeed. Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, and Mr. Brian Goer of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. Woo! Mr. Fletcher has announced that he's going to be part of the Birmingham Guitar Show coming up as well. So
cool.
Get tickets for that because it will be a laugh. That will be a laugh. If you want to catch me online, you go to Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and you do a / thing, and you put Budget Pedal Chap.
Then you replace your PC because you pissed all over it.
And then on YouTube, home to the No Talk or Tone series and the No Talk or Tones Versus series, which features a Street Fighter style slam down against two different pedals.
You're good.
There's only one more episode left of that, so just to make you aware.
Indeed, yeah. Enjoy it while you can. The end of season 1 and potentially the only season. I don't know. We've got to see if the execs continue on with the funding of it.
Can I just tell you something I watched earlier today? Because it just popped into my head. And we can get into a discussion about this next week, but Malmsteen has started his own YouTube channel, and he's doing a coffee with Malmsteen. series where him and Steve Vai just chat shit about the old days in 10-minute segments, and it's wonderful.
I mean,
does he have 25 coffee mugs in front of him and he drinks them all really, really quickly and inappropriately?
If there is anyone in this world who does not need coffee in their system, it is Yngwie Malmsteen.
It was cool because it was like listening to two old men just reminisce about the old days in the 80s, but it was Steve Vai and Malmsteen. So it was quite cool. Anyway, look, sorry, I've interrupted the intro, but I wish I'd dropped that
It's
in
an
earlier.
outro, not an intro.
So this is the anti-intro.
Mate, it's 11 o'clock. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's go home. So, from myself. Oh, I've not let you lot do your thingy. You know what? Fuck it.
I think you know who we are.
Yeah. Lee, Pedalboards of Doom, Josh, Komodo Mortis, Matt, Heel_Matt Q. There we go.
Yeah,
Bish
that's
bash
it.
bosh. So, from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from Mr. Matt Quar, and say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
From oh my gosh, it's Josh. And from Lee, Padabadababadababadoo.
Yo.
Yabba-dabba-doom. It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week.
Bye.
I went to the prison library the other day. I found lots of pros and cons.
Everyone. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh.